All right, hey guys, how y'all doing? This is Heaven Open again. Today we're going to be talking about guarding your kids' spirits and more specifically guarding them from fear.
So, when I was growing up, my mom raised us to not watch a bunch of scary movies. We didn't watch Freddy Krueger or whatever other, I don't even know all the names of them because we didn't watch them.
Jason,
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
Jason. Oh, yeah, okay. So, Jason, okay, I heard of that. So, we didn't watch those growing up. So, I never, as a child, lived like, oh my God, something is under my bed, or oh my gosh, like something might be in the closet, or I'm scared to walk through the house at night. I didn't have that association with fear because my mom didn't raise us to let that stuff in our spirit. The same is what I try to do with my kids. We don't let our kids watch a bunch of scary movies and a bunch of scary things because you know, we don't want them to be scared to walk through the house at night. We don't want them to be scared something's under the bed, something's hiding in the closet. Some people like to be scared. I don't like to be scared. That's something I don't personally find enjoyable. Like, and my heart, jumping out my chest. I don't think that's entertaining. So, for instance, as a child, I had an awareness of that type of stuff, and I had an awareness because I grew up as a seer. When I was a little kid, I used to be able to see things in the spirit. So for instance, I was invited to a sleepover at a neighbor's house when I was younger, and at the
Time out.
sleepover.
Time out. Well, you can't say you used to be able to see things. That's not true. You can still see them.
I'm talking about as a kid.
Yeah, but you made it sound like you can't no more.
I was right in the guess of making my point. I was gonna bring it back around.
Okay, go ahead.
He was in the. Anyways,
You were
so
able to see things.
I was invited to a sleepover at my friend's house, at our neighbor's house, and everybody was putting on Freddy Krueger, and I didn't know what Freddy Krueger was at the time. So they were just saying, "Oh, we're about to watch a movie." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So I'm watching it, and it's getting like gory, and this guy with this mask is like chasing people. And as a child, I just remember thinking, you know what, this isn't funny, and this is like really weird because as I was sitting there, I was just like, I don't understand how this is funny and how it's amusing to watch something chase you that's scary. So it came about the time for us to go to sleep, and I remember laying on the floor with my covers and stuff, and I end up having to call my mom to come get me at 3 a.m. in the morning because I couldn't go to sleep because I saw all these demons flying around above my head in this house, and they were just knocking into it was like, and I called my mom. I was like, nope, I can't. Like, I sat through this ridiculous movie, and now I'm seeing all these things flying around. Come get me. Come get me. It's time for me to go. Get me up out of here. So good thing we lived just not far from the place because I called my mom. They got everything up in here. They got monsters, demons. They got everything. Come get me up out of here. So she knocked on the door, came get me. I was like, I'll never do it again. Never spent the night over their house again. Never. Didn't even feel bad about it. But that's one of the things that I was like, you know what? I don't want my kids to be scared of stuff like that. I don't want them to have that association with fear. So if you raise them in an environment where they're not scared of things like that, they don't have that association, and they're not scared that the boogeyman is gonna jump from under the bed and get them.
Yeah, and God gave me this dream where I saw my daughter just kind of like getting bombarded with the content from her tablet,
Yeah.
right? And so what he was telling me was after because sometimes he'll actually take the time to explain to you what's going on. And what he was showing me was that even some of the games they play, some of the little cartoons that they watch on YouTube, even on
Yeah.
YouTube Kids, some of the things that seem innocent
Yeah.
or just seem kind of normal are bombarding your kids spiritually
And their subconscious.
and their
Those
subconscious.
those undercurrent things that you just don't quite catch.
Yep.
Or that's really subtle.
Yep.
Watching out for that too. Taking
Yeah.
time to actually watch some of the cartoons that they're looking at.
It's really hard. Yeah, it is hard. And the challenging thing about the games is when you're like, say for instance, if you're kind of cheap like I am, and I don't want to keep on buying them games. I don't want to keep on buying games every 5 minutes, because if I buy a game, I do. If I buy a game like 5 minutes, like in a couple days, the kids are gonna be like, "Hey, can I get a new one?"
They do.
Yeah, they do that, and I can't stand it. So in any case, you get them free games, and those actually even sometimes the ones that you pay for will have ads on it, and those ads.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for them ads.
They'll bust out those songs like that you wouldn't even listen to yourself, and be playing them in the background while this game's going on. Be playing, and it's again, it's subconscious, little subtle warfare that's going on our kids. So what we do, at least in an attempt to try to ward off some of those things, is, we are cognizant about like what kind of cartoons our kids watch.
Having a certain amount of screen time
And
is
a certain
important.
amount of screen time is important.
Yep.
They don't. No kid likes it. No, but none of them do. Everybody's got to wrestle with their kids if you have any kind of reduction of screen time, and just being very, very, very stickler about the games that you allow. If it says contains ads, I'm generally not letting my kids have it. They hate it, and they're often like, "Well, we can't watch nothing." And sometimes it's like that, but it's not their fault. It's not my fault either.
We grew up with having consecrations from TV
Yeah.
and stuff like that. We were just like, my mom was like, "Okay, calling consecration from TV." Just like it's not good for adults to be on social media and their tablets and their phones all day.
Yeah.
It's not good for kids to be attached to a TV or a tablet or a laptop or a game system all day either.
It's true.
It's just not healthy.
It's true.
So
Yeah, and when I grew up, we didn't really watch a ton of horror flicks until I got a little older. When I was, and once you get, because everything's PG-13, once you hit about 13, 14, then it's kind of allowed. But I would not recommend it. Not to a grown human being. I mean, and I know some people like to watch that kind of stuff, but what I found is that you're allowing, at a minimum, you're allowing for fear to enter into your subconscious. You watch all these thrillers, and then you've got all these fears. I feel, at least I find it for myself, is like, if I'm watching a bunch of like kind of, like thrillers or action kind of stuff, then I've got a lot of windows in my house, and I'm always looking out the window. Like I can imagine, you have those imaginations of the movies that you've seen where somebody just creeps up, and the next thing you know, just somebody in a funny mask or something like that's just standing at your window, and you ain't see how they got there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get time for that.
Right.
I'm not, no, I don't have time.
Right.
I didn't get too old for that. I'm not trying to be, my heart flying out my chest. Don't nobody got time for that,
and then on a spiritual level, the truth of the matter is that you are inviting the spirit of fear.
I don't
into
have
your
time
life.
for that either.
Not. People will disagree, and that's fine. But there is an actual truth about it, that you are the media that you consume is allowing things into your spirit. So
yeah, they're so young. Keep them guarded.
Yeah,
you should.
absolutely.
We should.
Absolutely.
We will.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys.